What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Offer on the Table, episode 5. Once again, I'm Adam.
And I'm John.
Let's get it started. So here's the rundown of how this podcast is going to work. Every episode, we get a few topics that are current in the NBA. Those will be our topics of discussion. Today, on deck, we got LeBrongeles, the historic move of LeBron James to go west to join the LA Lakers. Then we got Carmelo Anthony and all of his shenanigans going on with the Thunder. And then we're going to cap it off with a little bit of discussion of some possible rule changes, what we think better or worse for the league. All right, starting us off, John's favorite player of all time, LeBron James, going west, joining the Lakers, Lonzo Ball. How do we feel about it?
Well, you can't say Lonzo Ball and not have LeVar Ball in the same sentence, but I'll let it slide this time. Again, I think that we already said this. We think that he should have gone to Philly. He had his best shot there, I think, with the other stars with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. But I don't think we're giving him enough credit for making the right decision. It's late in his career, and we know that he's just ring chasing now. But, I mean, I don't know if it's that stage where you're a veteran and you're not good, you're just going to different teams. But he's definitely just trying to get some rings now because it's not working in Cleveland. I think it's a good fit because there's a lot of money right now that they could be transferring to get new players and trying to get people to play around him. They already got Rajon Rondo, Lance Stevenson, JaVale McGee. I think that in the first year they can. I think they'll make it to the playoffs because they have LeBron James. No LeBron James team doesn't make it to the playoffs. So I think they're good. Probably as long as they don't get 8th seed, which I don't think will happen. I think that they will get past the first round. But Adam, how long until they actually get a ring?
Yes, congrats to the Lakers. You signed possibly the biggest superstar in the world right now in terms of basketball.
Big
LeBron
facts.
James. Shut up. But, you look at the players they're surrounding him with. Yeah, Lance Stevenson he's okay. He's not bad. Rajon Rondo. Rajon Rondo, a little bit of a washed-up player. Had a little bit of success in New Orleans, but he's not the same guy that led the Celtics to the finals. JaVale McGee, yeah, he was good. He played on the Warriors. I don't know how much he contributed to the Warriors.
I think LeBron was sitting back, was all right, we're prying away their team, the Warriors team, and we talked about this in our last episode, and they went out and got DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah.
So they switched JaVale McGee, Mr. Shaqtin' a Fool himself, for fucking DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah.
So, keep going.
Well, your question was how long till they get a ring. I don't know. This is a team, they definitely, you give them a couple years, you let your players develop, young talent, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball. They lost Julius Randle, which I think is a big blow. I had a lot of respect for Randle. I think he's a really talented, up-and-coming player. I think he'll do really well alongside Anthony Davis, but in terms of that team, I don't know. I don't know how long it'll take. I don't know if they'll get one. They might, but in order to get a ring, you're going to have to take down at least one of two powerhouses, if not both, in the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors. And presuming Kawhi Leonard leaves San Antonio, whoever has Kawhi. Because he's the type of player that will get a team back there. And even after defeating those teams, you still have to go on and face the winner of the East, who's presumably going to be the Boston Celtics, who we've seen is probably the deepest team in the league right now. You're talking about a team without their two superstars in Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward that took LeBron James and the Cavs to seven games. Just with Tatum, Brown, Horford, pretty much Morris, and then Marcus Smart. So
Morris was a big part of that team, though.
Okay, well, you bring back Irving, you bring back Hayward. That's a damn good team, and a team that I think pushes anyone who comes out of the West to a tough series in the finals. I don't think in the foreseeable future that the Lakers can hang with that road. So I don't know. It's indefinite in my view that they will get one. I don't, it's going to take some time. If they end up getting one, I give it a couple years, but I'm not as confident as other people in the fact that the Lakers will win a ring right away.
As of now, though, as long as DeMarcus Cousins is still on the Warriors, it's not going to happen. He only signed a 1-year deal, so that's a little promising to Warriors fans or not to Warriors fans, to Lakers fans, anybody who's not a Warriors fan. So I think that they just gotta wait a year. Right now it's the year. Either the Lakers make a trade halfway through the season, sign a few players now, but right now LeBron's just waiting.
Yeah, I mean, I think, we're talking about how they stack up against the Warriors, right? You're looking at a team, it's a young team. Lonzo Ball, presumable starter. Caldwell Pope.
Over Rondo?
I mean, that's an
People
argument you can make.
People are saying that Rondo's going to bully him in practice.
Okay, well, we'll see how that works. You either have Lonzo or Rondo. Presumably, either the other one or you bring in Caldwell Pope, LeBron James, Brandon Ingram, probably one of them plays the 4, and then Brook Lopez.
Who are you putting at the 4?
I put LeBron at the 4. I think LeBron's bigger, more physical. I don't think Brandon Ingram has the size to match up at the 4.
And also, LeBron said that he's looking more he's going to be focusing on his post game a lot this year. There have been reports that he's looking to play more like Kobe and MJ with the post fade, and we've seen that kind of in the playoffs. A few post fades here and there on Toronto. Come on.
Okay, no.
It's falling.
That bugs me because there's a big difference between hitting a few post fades here and there and comparing yourself to Michael Jordan. And Kobe Bryant.
I wasn't comparing him.
You were though, because
he said that he's trying. Hold on. He said, I don't know if he said it or something. I saw a report that he was trying to focus on his game to be more like MJ and Kobe this upcoming season, which is why it would make sense to play him at the 4. Put Brandon Ingram, not the old man, but let Brandon Ingram do his small forward thing and keep LeBron at the 4, hitting post fades, getting inside. I wasn't comparing him and MJ.
But you were.
No.
And here's my issue with this. You put this, you phrased it in the way, this is kind of, we're leaning toward the LeBron MJ debate, which is,
we're not.
We'll get away from that. But
no comment.
Before we move on and go back to comparing that lineup with the Warriors, I admire LeBron. I think that it's admirable to chase after, to try to reinvent your game like that. But LeBron James, I don't think is a post player. I don't see that. I think, you said he'll hit a few post fades here and there, but you talk about MJ, you talk about Kobe, they were isolation stars. These are people that just destroyed and pulling up mid-range jumpers in your face, backing you down, fading. It's, they're pretty much the kings of the post fade. So when you're looking at LeBron James in my book has always been like a linebacker playing basketball.
You don't think he can adapt his? You don't think?
I don't think he should. You're a 6'8", 250 beast. He's made a career of essentially driving to the hoop. Why would you stop and take contested mid-ranges when that's never been the facet of his game? I don't see that. I don't think that's a good idea for him.
But how is he going to do that with Brandon Ingram, being a budding star?
I mean, that's a lot of hype for Brandon Ingram. I don't know if he's worth all that hype yet. Okay, but we'll go back to comparing that. So, presumably, you get that lineup, and then you put it against Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, and DeMarcus Cousins, which is 5 All-Stars on one
Keep
team.
telling me about this. Keep telling the LeBron fan about this abnormal, 5-headed fuck in the West.
Yeah. So, in terms of competing with the Warriors, I wish you luck, my guy, but I don't know how that's gonna fly.
I'm sorry. Let's just make this clear. Adam is sitting with a Kevin Durant shirt on his body right now. This is totally insult to injury.
It's no secret I'm a Kevin Durant fan, but it's beyond Kevin Durant at this point. I mean, people got mad when Kevin Durant comes.
Boogie did. Boogie got mad at Kevin Durant. This is what's so fucking obnoxious.
So,
we'll watch our last episode to hear me completely rant about DeMarcus Cousins and the Warriors.
Or don't if you have a problem with explicit language. But moving on. So, yes, the Warriors are going to be a tear in the West. We know that. LeBron James, I wish you luck. It's going to take a couple years if you win a ring. You have to add more talent because the Lakers right now, that's not a team that's going to win a ring, especially comparison to Chris Paul and James Harden. So, moving on from LeBrongeles. Actually, you know what? Let's stay there for a second. I just said it. I said I think that they need to add more people. Who do you think LeBron James could add to compete with the quote-unquote five-headed that is the Golden State Warriors?
Well, okay. In terms of available stars, Kawhi Leonard. He'll either be traded, or he has to be traded. For that to happen, whether it be now or it be at the All-Star break, or I mean they can't. We just heard reports that Kawhi Leonard doesn't want to be on the Lakers as long as LeBron's there. So, like, would he rather be on the Clippers? I don't think that's a good decision. I mean, if you're kind of, I don't know how believable this is, but you're kind of an idiot if you think that you would rather play for the Clippers rather than be with LeBron James and have a shot at a title. Do you think that's reasonable? As a the past year, Kawhi Leonard's behavior has not been reasonable at all. But, come on. You have a shot at a title. You're in your prime. And you want to play for the Clippers? Come on.
Who, Kawhi Leonard?
Kawhi Leonard. I don't know how true that is. Oh, and just thought about this. Damian Lillard. We can talk about that briefly after this, but do you think that the rumors are true that he would rather play in LA but on the Clippers?
I don't think that's smart, but I don't know if they're true or not. I can't verify or deny. But I think when you're talking about a teammate, there were the memes that came out. You saw a picture of LeBron James next to Paul George, next to Kawhi Leonard, and it said expectation versus reality, and it's LeBron James, Lance Stevenson, and JaVale McGee. I think Paul George is essentially out of the question after signing his deal, unless LeBron wants to wait a couple more years and then reunite with Paul George. But at that point, I don't think that's smart. Plus, it's going to be 3 years before either one can do anything. So, Paul George is essentially out of the question, in my view. So that leaves Kawhi Leonard left of that, like, pinnacle, right? I don't know how you get it done. I don't know if you get it done. The Spurs want a lot for Kawhi Leonard, and who can blame him? I mean, the reported question...
They've been a wing franchise for 30 years. Dude.
The Spurs want Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, and Josh Hart. And Andre Ingram, I believe. In return for Kawhi Leonard. Plus draft picks. But, like, that's insane for anyone to give up, let alone the Lakers, when you're trying to build a team.
You're trying to win now. This is a big step for the Lakers. The Lakers don't have that type of...
The Lakers have an arsenal, and I feel like they could bring in Kawhi Leonard, but I don't know if that's a good idea. I think you need to keep those pieces, and the reason that the Spurs want them is because they think that these players can develop even more, but I think the Lakers want them for the same reason. So, to do that is just a complete shot to your team. It's like shooting yourself in the foot. You have these players that you think are going to develop into superstars, and you shoot yourself in the foot, you trade them all away just to get one guy. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But there have been reports that Carmelo Anthony, which is a good segue into our next topic, Carmelo Anthony, Rockets, or Lakers, where are we going with this one?
Well, we saw Carmelo Anthony jump west, came to the Thunder from the Knicks,
right.
Signed a mega deal with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
He was supposed to get nearly $28 million. They're because of their financial, like, they're going to be over the luxury tax. It's crazy how much they're going to be spending because they signed this player for a crazy amount of money, and he only had like 16 points, nearly 6 rebounds, and an assist. You're paying this man almost $30 million. That is ridiculous.
I think you talk about the drop-off. I mean, this is a man in 2016-2017 at 32 years old, played 74 games, averaged 22 a game. Then, as a 33-year-old, in 2017-2018, 33-year-old for the Thunder, plays 78 games, which is, that's a pretty good number.
Out of 82.
So he's playing more games than he played last year, but his stats take a huge decline. There's not a single stat that really increases from last year to this year. Everything is a decrease. I mean, points dropped nearly 6 a game, which if you're talking about a guy that you're paying $20